I think I know what the story of FNAF 4 truly is. It's about a father's revenge. It's about his father's guilt over his son's death. This book is absolutely everything I've ever hated about my life. What if everything we thought we knew about Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was wrong? This newest Tales from the Pizzaplex book, B72, has really thrown my mind for a loop. I know you're typing away, the books aren't canon! You know, I know the books are not canon to the games. They are their own continuity. However, the books have been very helpful finding out key parts of the game lore that hadn't been revealed in the games yet. William and Henry's names, Charlie's identity, the fact that Security Breach's story is about AI gone haywire, it's all in the books, and it seems so obvious now, but that we forget we found those things in the books. They still hold some little bit of value as to finding out the story of the games. So as I was saying, in the newest Tales from the Pizzaplex book, B72, in the story Dittophobia, we meet a kid named Rory who finds himself in his bedroom and basically the events of FNAF 4 just ensue. It calls out a foxhook in the closet, Bonnie and Chica on either side of the door, Freddy behind him on the bed, like it is literally FNAF 4. You know, it is so clear and so obvious that this is done for a very clear reason. He's basically living the same day over and over again in his childhood home, and he just doesn't realize it. Later on throughout the story, he hears like an engine turning off, like a generator failing, and the true reality of the situation starts to set in. He is now 17 years old, and the house that he's in, it's not a real house. It is a complete fake house. The animatronics that he was facing off against aren't real, they're just costumes. After exploring the fake home, he finds an elevator and ventures into the sister location bunker. It literally draws attention to a poster with a red pigtailed girl, a metal ballerina frozen on stage, and a cracked and dusty shell of an animatronic pirate fox. It really feels like there was something we were just not understanding from FNAF 4. So Scott just was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to sit the community down and talk to them like a 3-year-old. You know, majority of the book stories, they can be linked and they can be somewhat similar, but majority of them are just vague and the same story in a separate scenario. This is exact. The basic plot of this story is the boy ran away from home and now the FNAF 4 house is his new home. And later, a man talking through speakers, who is seemingly the one that put him in this situation, reminds him of everything that he hated in life before he ran away. He hated school, he wasn't doing very well in it, he hated the girls that called him wimpy. Most of all, he hated his home life. Both of his parents were basically never home. I question if he really ran away or if he was kidnapped by the man, but the man got him here somehow, so either way, kidnapping happened. Basically, the takeaway from the story and linking it to the games, it's literally just William kidnapping kids and torturing them, experimenting on them in the sister location bunker / FNAF 4 house. So yeah, when I said this book hurt my brain, I meant it. Let's take a moment and just put that knowledge of the book with the game. Let's propose that FNAF 4 is just a bunch of hallucinations. It's not something crazy, it's been asked before, but that's just in the books, right? There's no way to like link it wrong. There is actual evidence that the FNAF 4 house is connected to sister location and is being used as a gas chamber. It's very common knowledge in the community by now that when you're in the sister location bunker, in the breaker room with Funtime Freddy, you can see the breakers for all of the rooms in the sister location building. However, if you look faintly behind it, you also see the entire FNAF 4 map. However, notice all of the little rectangles that are connecting to the sister location building and the FNAF 4 buildings? There is one in every single FNAF 4 room that we play in. The plush trap minigame, the bedroom, Fredbear's, it's all connected to sister location. The air ducts to all the rooms that William would need the kid to be hallucinating and seeing things. At first, I thought that they were hallways connecting the buildings to walk through, but look at the scale of those versus the actual hallways in the game. There's a very clear difference in size, showing that they're not hallways but air ducts that are spreading the gas everywhere that he goes so that he keeps the illusion that it's a normal day. The implications that this has to the story and the franchise is, not the best. It would imply that the crying child is not related to William at all. The same with the older brother. I'm not going and looking at these things based off implication. I look at evidence, I compile it, I look at the implications afterwards, and I hate it. game theory has, ruining your childhood since whatever. Mine's just gonna be making people angry. The thing is though, does this imply that the bite of 83 never happened? Well, no. At first I looked at the games and was like, maybe it never happened. It was all just a hallucination. However, Phone Guy in FNAF 3 mentions the bite of 83.
After learning of an unfortunate incident at the sister location involving multiple and simultaneous spring lock failures, the company has deemed the suit temporarily unfit for employees.
And you could look at that and say, oh, that's just William getting springlocked. No, because the tapes are for a new security guard at a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and he references this incident happening at a sister location. And as far as we're aware, William was not springlocked in a Fredbear's. So that told me the bite of 83 really did happen. In researching different kinds of gases that have been known to cause hallucinogenic effects, I immediately gravitated towards carbon monoxide, which has side effects such as, but not limited to, hallucinations, memory loss, and confusion. Now, what do we see in the book? When the gas is on, Rory hallucinates his actual home, he hallucinates the animatronics, he also hallucinates that he's a lot younger than he actually is, and he has no clue how he got there. He also doesn't remember anything whenever the gas is turned back on. He's confused about what he was even doing in the first place. It's almost like whenever the gas is on, it's just a switch in his brain, and it just completely reverses everything. You know what makes hallucinations worse though? Nightmarish, even head trauma. I wonder where in FNAF 4 we see head trauma take place. The bite of 83 victim is, well, just that. I mean, he's not William's son, the older brother's not William's son. All this goes to say, the crying child's not his. The child isn't his. The child isn't his. Where have I heard that before?
Clara, the baby isn't mine.
Scott has made it a point before that he puts details in future games to settle debates about past games. In Sister Location, he made the passcode 1983 to settle the 1987 versus 1983 debate. And he also put in the TV show, repeatedly saying, the baby isn't mine. And if he was trying to tell us that the crying child isn't William's, makes perfect sense. Oh, but he said baby, he's talking about William. What do the older brother and the bullies constantly call him in that game? Stop being such a baby. Your brother is kind of a baby, isn't he? I think my point is well proven, but I'd like to take it just a step further for fun.